Welcome everyone to yet again another podcast on cricket at the Clueless Sincerity. Joining me today is a bonanza fest for all of you guys. We have Amog, Vishal, Avi, as always. But joining us is also Anirudh, Pramod, and Dinesh. Welcome, everyone. And to our coverage, firstly, to finish a saga of Champions Trophy, donning the India jersey, where we are all together as friends. Let's finish that before we move on to the IPL story, where we sometimes become frenemies. So, yeah, depending on what the equation says, we may still be friends, or else when we are playing each other, we are enemies. So let's start off. We were discussing it in the past. We already had the idea that it was going to be India and New Zealand. With some nail-biting finish, India clinched their Champions Trophy once again, uh, making Rohit Sharma the current holder of the ICC T20 champion as well as the Champions Trophy holder or captain. Giving your thoughts, final thoughts on that saga. Abhi, what was your standout moment and any other items you want to say?
So before the finals started, I mean, when we were at the second semi-final stage, there was a question mark on who would choke badly in the knockout stage. Because if you look at South Africa, New Zealand, and India, they've been consistently reaching the knockout stages, but not going past it. But what we discussed, the 2024 T20 World Cup, which changed India's that, like Vishal rightly said, the monkey on the back was dropped. So that let us do well in the finals.
Yeah,
And as always, we were confident that we'll be winning it.
yeah. I in the chase there were many moments where I was like, what's gonna happen now? An amazing catch pulled them back in this chase. Is Glenn Phillips right now the best fielder in the world? Amog, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a moment of brilliance was required because it was looking like it's going to be one-sided and we'll probably chase this down in 40 overs. It looked like we're well on course to just cruise through and to pull off a blinder like that. It was you take catches, but these type of catches are sometimes you're taking it in the league stages and you'll be like, oh wow, but to pull it off on the finals is actually a very big thing. And I mean, you can talk about Surya Kumar Yadav's catch as well. It was the biggest point
Hmm.
for how the game changed. But obviously, this is a bigger format. Um, Glenn Phillips, I think now is starting to make it, very, making it like a normal thing now.
Hmm. It's amazing. I think he's one of the best one-hand catches I've ever seen of the cricket ball. He would throw it even like a lollipop to me in one hand. I struggle. So to catch it at 150, 160 kilometers is not a easy thing. Last thoughts, Vishal. Maybe a word on New Zealand. They made it tough in the end for us. Best, or rather, most runs scored, most wickets, player of the tournament, just not the trophy. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they played really well with the resources that they had and with the amount of runs that they put up in the final, the bowling resources that they had for the final, they bowled really well, came back into the game. Glenn Phillips brought them back into the game, and they took it down all the way to the wire, right? So yeah, Santner captained really well, bowled really well, but at the end of the day, India was just too good and yeah, winners of the Champions Trophy. But I think New Zealand will win an ICC tournament moving forward in the future.
Yeah, I really hope
Uh,
the same.
just sorry to cut you through. I just immediately remembered something, which I said on this very same panel a couple of years ago. No, couple of years ago, 2024 maybe, 20, or 2023. I'm not sure, but I spoke about of one person on this channel. I'll try to find that video so that next time I can put that clipping as a short story. I mentioned that Varun Chakravarti is learning at least 10 to 15 variations of a backhand delivery. And I was telling you, you should watch out for him. I was very clearly saying that he's going to be the next big thing. If I'll try to find that clipping, but I had been very specific about it when it was an IPL. We were discussing about IPL.
Yeah.
Uh, Great to see the length that he's grown over the span of couple of years now.
I share the opinion. I had actually called him out for best, most wicket takers. I think was laughed at the initial stages, but he was not too far from Matt Henry in the end, maybe a couple of wickets away. So
No,
two,
but I think you got your predictions bang on. You said Rachin Ravindra with the highest number of runs, and Varun Chakravarti, if he had played all the games, I think he would have gotten the most wickets as
True.
well. So, yeah, Akshar, that's well done.
yeah, thank you. Man, I'm at least you make 10 predictions, one comes right. Now we make predictions for the future again. And let's start off with Pramod. Your thoughts on the upcoming IPL season? Whom you're, yeah, of course, we all support our own teams, but something you wanted to say? How is the palpable excitement? Even, oh, I'm not sure if I see Pramod here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
but
you.
I
we
don't know
can
what
only hear
happened to
you.
my video. Uh,
Yeah.
Let me try to sort it out after.
Okay,
Um,
we'll come
yeah,
back to
it's
you, Pramod. It's okay. We
yeah,
will
okay.
we'll continue with Dinesh. Hey, Dinesh.
Hi, Akshar.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about the upcoming IPL season?
Frankly, nothing, because one of the most unpredictable events, one of the most unpredictable playoffs that will happen in the history of sports will be IPL. I'll be frank on this part. Neither am I exaggerating nor I'm just telling for the sake of telling. Because UEFA, Bundesliga, you have an idea of which teams in the German league, like Bayern Munich or be it Arsenal or Liverpool, comes in. You have some hint. But IPL is like, okay, you know that as an RCB fan, the team is going ahead. And then the sixth match to 10th match, you will start taking calculator. Okay, CSK loses this. Okay, Mumbai Indians should go low. So, one of the most unpredictable tournaments. Uh, like from season one, Rajasthan Royals, nobody expected that.
Mhm.
And then out of the blue, once Gujarat Giants, something like that. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that,
again,
that,
on it just matters that 2 3 overs were quick wickets or 20 30 runs in that 1 2 3 overs, and then the game was done.
I,
So that way it is unpredictable. But
I'm so
uh,
happy for Dinesh to actually bring about how unpredictable this tournament is. It keeps us on our edges, even if we can predict.
seriously,
Moving forward, is is this unpredictability also because of the fact that it is just after a big auction? Ani, maybe you can take this question. Uh, is the
Good question.
dynamic of not knowing which team is best mainly because we are fresh off a massive auction?
Very nice
Yeah,
question.
yeah, that's very true. In fact, every time, by the time the team 11, the combinations are formed, and you read the pitch, how it is, half a season is gone by then. And by the time you realize your squad's potential, and I think your 2 seasons are done. So, and just when you know, yes, we have got the right combinations, then it comes the mega auction, and then there's a whole clean sweep of everything. There's a reset button there. So yeah, that holds a factor. But now that the players are of international standard and they have played lot of IPLs itself, IPL coming into the 18th season, so In that way, I think there can be a bit of predictability.
Yeah.
Okay, Chinnaswamy is going to be Chinnaswamy. So,
Uh,
yeah, I think, and you could still, even with unpredictability, you could still bet on few teams. And if you want, I can just tell my top four for the playoffs straight
I
away. I
think
mean,
we
just
all
Yeah,
can.
we'll all
We all
get
can.
there. We'll all
you're,
Yeah,
get there.
Ani,
we all get
Ani,
there.
you're
Yeah.
trying to finish the show before we are starting it.
It's the first time he gets a word in, he wants to say everything. Wonderful. Uh, Pramod, maybe yeah, your family has become bigger. You have so many priorities now. Um, this IPL season is also becoming bigger and bigger. They have
Yeah.
a 10 team format now, and it's already been quite similarly. The teams have also become bigger. Instead of 11, we have now an impact player, so that's 12.
Mhm.
With so many changes, actually, is the excitement even stronger now? Looking at these team squads, combinations, there's so many patterns. What are your thoughts of all of this? Yeah, like jumble mixing.
Well, the more the number of teams, it's personally it's very exciting for me because it leads to the development of players, like not only in India and around the world. But it's really good for Indian cricket that the number of teams are increasing and like players are also getting paid, right? Like if it's only 11 or like 5, 6 teams and only 11 get to play for India, it's hard. But with IPL making so much money and giving
Yeah,
it to the people, it's a pretty good career, I would say, if people just play for IPL, a money making career.
yeah.
Um, so that's good. It's always good for any sports to have more teams. But having said that, I'm not a real fan of having the 12th man impacts of
Okay.
it takes away the impact of an all-rounder. You can get a specialist batter or a bowler and get away having a quality all-rounder in your squad. That is something which I'm not a fan of. Like,
Oh,
just to deviate a little, like if we
interesting.
take a look at the Champions Trophy, we had so many all-rounders contribute. Like for all the teams, most of the teams which did well. So that is something which I would like to change, maybe.
Interesting.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's good.
I
It's
think
exciting.
Annie wants to have a rebuttal. Sonny, go for it.
no. It's just to, I mean, be in sync with Pramod. I think Rohit
Okay.
Sharma brought this point out. So he told like this is impacting Indian cricket because you no don't encourage all rounders because of the impact sub rule. So yeah, just to
Interesting.
continue.
Yeah.
I think those are this has started a new topic, so I would like to hear your opinion. The way I look at it, I'm not so. I don't think the fact that you are an all-rounder has gone away from the game. In fact, the chance that somebody who's pure one-sided element, and the fact that he may not be a great fielder or a great batsman, is no longer a downside because he can now be an impact player, means that there are opportunity for say a Yash Dayal who's not a brilliant fielder or a great bat, but he can be a very good impact sub. Just throwing my opinion into the ring. I'm
Yeah,
wondering
yeah,
how
yeah.
others are thinking about it. But
Yeah, what I would like to add, and the one major factor which I feel is completely almost like a cheating factor over here is, say someone like a butler, right? Say someone like a butler, in the while Gujarat Titans are playing in that heat. Obviously, it's in the evening, but still there is heat. You're standing for 20 hours. You'll have to run around, so you are like going to get a little tired if you play for 1.5 hours of running around and that intensity. But instead, he's just sitting in the dugout, having his coffee, having his thing, and then he'll just go out, open, and then just blast 20 overs. There's no effort to him. All he has to do is just focus on his batting. He has nothing to worry about, right? So that aspect of not having to be for 20 overs in the field and just having to go out there and tonk the ball is very unfair is what I would say. But of course, it's brought a lot of entertainment, so it has its own upside as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
just
think
just one point to
yeah.
add. Yeah,
Go ahead and
I'll make
go
it
ahead,
as short
Vishal.
as possible. For me, the way I look at it is it gives an opportunity for an uncapped Indian player, right?
Yeah.
So with respect to KKR, it showed who Vaibhav Arora is. If there was no impact sub rule, he wouldn't have had a chance to bowl last year and take 15 odd wickets, right? So you know who Vaibhav Arora is and gives them an opportunity at a big
Yeah.
tournament like an IPL. So I think it has its advantage.
Absolutely, and to the counterpoint, Rinku Singh doesn't make the cut to the squad for the T20 because he played as an impact sub. So there are, yeah, as much positives I can put, there are also, because of the new dynamics, people who may lose out, and yeah, let's see how it is. The games are getting better, and I'm all there for it. Let's go into the IPL season itself. We have an RCB domination on panel. So let's give the floor maybe first to Vishal. A quick word on your team, and then whom you think will go to top four.
Whoa, okay. So coming to KKR, yeah, so it's almost like same as last year if you look at the entire squad, but there are a few changes. The first thing, there's no Shreyas Iyer for us. We've replaced Shreyas Iyer with Ajinkya Rahane. No Phil Salt as well, who is top notch for us last year. So yeah, so there are a few changes in the team, but the overall team looks the same. The way we want to play is going to be very similar to how we played last year. The coaching team is very different from what it was last year. So yeah, to be honest, we have a very good team, and when I compare KKR with other teams in the tournament, with the resources we have with mystery spin, fast bowling, and the finishing power in the middle overs, I think we should have a good season. But with IPL, anything can happen. So yeah, I'm pretty confident about this season, to be fair, to qualify for the playoffs. But I don't think we have enough in the tank to win the tournament this year.
Maybe
Yeah.
just to cap off your summary, something that worries you, just to make complete.
Yeah, different coaching staff, to be honest, right? So Ajinkya Rahane is different from Shreyas Iyer, and yeah, we have Narayan this year. He's not scored many runs after the IPL that he had last year.
Yeah.
But Narayan just arrives in IPL every year. Same thing with
Same with
Russell.
Russell. Yeah, I
Yeah, so
completely
they
agree.
just don't play the other leagues well as they do for KKR in the IPL.
Just the
So you
occasion,
don't
I
know.
think.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So you have 68,000 cheering for you. I think that turns them on at the Eden Garden. So
Uh,
yeah, so it depends on the form of both of them. But for us to do well this year, Rinku Singh is going to be super important for us in the middle overs.
okay. Cool. Let's go to you, Dinesh. Your thoughts and on maybe RCB.
No, I think for RCB, Abhishek would be the right person to answer, but because he knows the team in and out. Literally the 12th man in this panel as well as for RCB. Talking about playoffs, not sure with the other teams, but two teams which I would like to predict: KKR to the playoffs and Mumbai Indians.
Okay.
Looking at the team structure, looking at the depth in what they have, and of course the recent tournament, how the players played, and that structure in the Mumbai Indians team. They're till number 7, number 8. They have the depth in the batting and all rounders in the team. So Mumbai Indians and KKR. And as the tournament progresses, I'll tell the other two playoffs.
All right. Okay. After all the group stages, Dinesh will tell us who the last two players are. That's nice. Pramod, yeah, your thoughts on your team and yeah, who may qualify?
Obviously, heart is always with RCB, but the top four teams I would say would go to playoffs is KKR, SRH, Mumbai, obviously. It's super strong, especially if Bumrah is back sooner, and Delhi.
Hmm. Interesting choice of any reason why you go so strong with DC, and I believe you also had SRH.
Yeah, I think SRH revamped their bowling.
Hmm.
Like there are many new faces.
Hmm.
Like if Pat Cummins can pull it off, he being a fantastic captain. Shami's, I think, back in form. A couple of teams missed trick in not bidding for him. Their batting is always strong. Like it's stronger than before, I feel. Especially the Indian contingent. They also have finishers, Indians. Like I really like their pick of
Hmm.
Abhinav Manohar. Um, and as far as Delhi is concerned, I think for me, they have the most balanced bowling attack, and their Indian batting is taken care of. Hopefully by Rahul, rest of them can do the power hitting. So that's why I chose these two teams.
Okay, good to know your thoughts. Ani, you are already ready with your four before this video. Let's hear them.
So, so I think a couple of teams are on top of everyone's list.
Yeah.
The defending champions KKR, they still have a solid team. I think that is one of, as Vishal mentioned. So they are one of the teams in the playoff would be going for the playoffs. I highly bet on Mumbai this time. Yes, they finished last, but they have a star-studded team as always. If they can kind of ignore those, overcome those differences amongst them, I think they are a team to reckon with. The other two teams, so it is the 18th season. 18th season is for Virat. So I hope so. I mean, I still believe we RCB will reach the playoffs, but I don't think they'll
ತಪ್ಪು
win it.
ಕೆಡಿಕುಮಾ
So
ಸರಿಯಾ
from my side, I mean, I would predict the winners to be SRH. Just a quick call. Like last year, we just saw how Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head could just change the thought of the power play or the way batting can be played. They have set the norm to be around 250
Yeah.
runs. So I mean, and to add on to that, they have got Ishan Kishan, and as Pramod was mentioning, they have Abhinav Manohar, they have Nitish Reddy. I mean, Klassen, of course. So that's a very strong batting lineup. And to top it with Pat Cummins, Mohammad Shami, and if I'm not wrong, they have Adam Zampa as well. So I
Yeah.
mean, they have a very solid team. I am betting on KKR to lift the title. Sorry, SRH. My bad. My bad.
This is how we all predicted last year in KKR. So Abhi is repeating the same. Abhi, panel already says you're the go-to man for RCB. Your thoughts on the team and yeah, who for?
Yeah, so if you look at the overall combination of all the teams this time, they've gone more with a batsman-friendly team. And also everyone have banking on Indian players because they've realized it's more of a batsman game, especially after what happened last season. Like Ani just pointed it out, 250 became a benchmark, right? So
Mhm.
we might expect something similar this season. This is more of that 1996 World Cup revolution where Jai Surya Kaluvitarna changed how fielding restrictions are played,
Yeah.
right? So uh, mm, it's more of batting heavy teams across. And what I feel is all the teams lack uh, the middle order batsman or a good spinner. So from that point, the teams which have good spinner, because the second half,
Okay. We seem to have lost Abhi in the second half, just as he
I
yeah,
think
changed
I may just, if I want to continue with what Abhi has just lost the connection. So just an honorable mention. I don't think they'll qualify for this playoff, but CSK with Jaddu and Ash is something I really look forward to.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
so
Yeah,
just
we
Not
just to
qualify.
finish.
Annie already says. Okay.
Yeah, just to finish, a team with good spinners are the team which will do well. And like almost everyone guessed at KKR as one of the best bowling attacks in terms of spinners. Yes, CSK has good spinners, but their batting looks very. I mean, they're too dependent on top three, and having that Dhoni role which they're unsure of, is a concerning factor for them. And Mumbai, I don't think you can rule them out anytime, but their bowling for me seems very weak because Bumrah, keeping him fit for 14 games, and Bolt, you're not sure if he has gone past his prime. So my
Mm.
top four picks would, of course, I'm banking on RCB because the balance of the team looks way better than all the seasons. Of course, it is how the season starts, and without our knowledge, 7 games are lost, and we have won 2 or 3 games. So
Yeah,
to get
it's
that right combo, they take a lot of time. I am hoping Patidar is better, along with Andy Flowers and DK's support. So RCB is one team, KKR is our other team. SRH with such a star-studded, I'm thinking they'll not qualify because when you have a
yeah.
great season, the next season is not that great, and especially they have retained most of their core. So it is two, and Delhi is something which I personally want them to do well, and along with them RR, because RR is a team which is going banking on not big stars. They're banking on the Indians to do well, say Jaiswal, Samson, um, Jurel, right? So the upcoming Indians to do well. So these are my top four pick. Probably unpopular opinion, but yes.
Oh, and Abhi just said all you guys don't know anything. It's the 14s you didn't predict that those go through. Seemed like that at least. Amog, your thoughts?
Yeah, so yes, popular opinion seems to be KKR, but for me, I feel, I mean, obviously, being a Bangalorean, I can never rule out Bangalore, no matter how bad Phil Salt and Livingston has played so far. I still, you would still want, like Abhi mentioned, balance is very good. So Bangalore is definitely there in my number one pick. I am not choosing KKR because of what Vishal said as well. Uh, it's a completely different team. It's how I was shocked when he said it's almost the same team. It's not the same team. Shreyas Iyer is a gold of a captain last time, and you're replacing him with Rahane, who is some 40 plus. Who I mean, I'm just joking about the.
But Rane just won Mumbai a title.
Mumbai, yeah, exactly.
True, but see, IPL is a whole different ball game, and I mean, we will have to wait and see. I'm very, very, very skeptical. For me, as per my prediction, I would say seventh or eighth is what KKR would end this year.
Wow.
Hmm. So
Amog,
that is my prediction. Seventh or eighth
yeah.
is where they will end.
I'm
Uh,
so happy I'm hosting today. This
GT,
is
I'll
just
tell you the
fire
other
today.
thing
It's
that I
it's I don't know how everyone is laughing, but each one is saying
So
everyone else is
my
stupid.
I'll tell you on from general analysis of when you have done any general analysis, there are two factors. Like one, obviously Abhishek mentioned, is that a good spin unit, right? If you have a good spin unit, then you are quite well sorted. And the other two, the second biggest factor which always makes a team is how strong is your top three. So if you see the strength of the top three wise, GT is insanely good. You have three people, each on their own way, capable of taking and making sure that they play 20 hours. You have Shubman Gill, you have Josh the Butler, and you have Sai Sudarshan. You have three people who are all capable of doing it. So GT is Ashish Nehra was amazing. he went probably too pacey attack. He went extra, but I feel GT is really really good. They're very very well balanced. I feel for that kind of pitch. So when you're
Yeah,
playing, you have
in,
to look at 7 matches that you want to win. I can easily say 5 out of 7 GT will win in their own house. So you have to win only 2 or 3 when you're traveling to qualify, right? 16 is the benchmark nowadays. If you reach 16, you're good enough to qualify. So that way, GT is there. Bangalore, I've already chosen. Now, Mumbai for sure. This time they're going to do it because Mumbai I feel is like how Indian team is right now. That in that 6 people are almost like by log jaise hi hai. There are 6 people who are all traveled together, are in a very 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 good mind space, which it was not the case last year, and that was the reason why they came last. But since then, look at the journey that Hardik Pandya has got. Look at the journey that Rohit Sharma has got. Look at the journey Surya has got. Surya is just 1 innings away from becoming Surya again. So, and that will happen in IPL. 100% will happen in IPL, and they'll definitely make it to the top four. And my red hot favorites to probably lift the title for the 6th time. They're very, very much capable of doing it. And the fourth place is a tough one. It's very 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 close between SRH and CSK. I'm not sure who will go through in that thing because SRH with Pat Cummins being Patty, he's capable of doing it. CSK again with the same factor that I mentioned. 7 out of they look very good to win 5 out of 7 there with their bowling lineup, uh, and they have to win two or three outside. But it's going to be a tussle between SRH and CSK. I'm not sure whom to choose. Since I'm a Dhoni fan, I'll go with CSK.
okay. Amazing.
So there is no one who's even talking of a team called Lucknow Super Giants.
Or
Good.
or
Oh,
or Kings 11
Lucknow.
Punjab. That was
Or
what I was
Kings
gonna
11
say.
Punjab. Or
Yeah, there were. I was coming back to actually two
Punjab
points
Kings
here.
as a correction.
Sorry, sorry. Thanks, Sunny. I was actually thinking of the same thing. We should be actually very right. It's Punjab Kings. I was thinking of what Dinesh started off the story of how IPL is amazing and any team can win except Punjab Kings, and unfortunately, in this
No,
entire over
No,
in
no. The
Lucknow.
thing with Punjab
uh,
is they are like Indian 2 movie before release. Oh, Shankar direction. Ayyo, Ulaganayagan. And then when it comes to the movie, you'll be like, "Day, yarra ninga."
Yeah.
no,
A great,
I would
great,
have
great
chose.
banter, guys. But just to close it, I actually believe this is quite an open tournament this time, and performances will speak for most of what we are going to talk. Um, I do believe we are quite happy with just looking at the team list and talking, but it's how they perform on the field that will speak for it. I am not very convinced I can give a very quick top four this time. I did struggle and look into the list myself. I believe in the end there is enough understanding of the core in two teams, SRH and KKR. They won't fall too far away from where they are. They may not go through, but I believe these two, along with MI, are still strong. And I want
Akshar,
to,
yeah, yeah. Akshar, before you complete your top four, just go ahead and name Punjab and Lucknow there.
okay, then uh, although these three, along with RCB, were my original picks, I think with Anis comments, yeah, I want to go with
Well,
completely left field, and yeah,
Yeah,
do
I
the
didn't give my top
well,
four actually.
oh yeah,
So I just told that KKR might qualify or should qualify to the playoffs. I the tournament like how Amok mentioned, but I have Punjab in my playoffs because of Shreyas Iyer. So my four teams are Mumbai and SRH, Punjab along with KKR finishing fourth. Yeah, it's just because I'm a KKR fan, to be honest. But yeah, let's see how that goes. But I feel it's MI's tournament to lose this time around.
Just a quick one. So my take here is uh, any team which comes up with a new star, for example, like how Vaibhav Arora, Arshit Rana emerged, right? A new star and Abhishek Sharma. So a team where you find a new star are the teams which is lifting the trophy this time.
Okay.
Okay, I want one
Abhishek.
closing statement I want to make. LSG will be the 10th position this time.
Wow, Avok is only fire today. I don't know which side of bed he woke up. But okay, thank you for all your time. Great inputs. We covered a lot today. We started from Champions Trophy. We got a word in on the Impact Sub before we discussed the teams and our top four picks. That's it from all of us today. Have a nice day, and we will see you throughout the tournament, continuing this podcast at Clueless Insanity. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you all.